I'm Sir Henry Cheatham, the host of Classic Blues and R&B on WVON 1690 AM. I'm here to share with you some video clips that we have of a program that I did with Mr. Spann back in 1992 on a program called Blues News and More. So in these clips I will be showing different interviews, how he did the program. It was a bunch of music videos that were sent to him. He would do the introductions to them, and he would move along with the show. He had interviews on the program as well. It was a program of WJYS, and it was so unique that the blues man was able to do that because it was a home shopping network station. Had a whole lot of home shopping stuff on it. It was a station that was owned by Mr. Stroud. He came in here and he found a frequency, and I was surprised that he was able to do it. The owner of the station put it on Channel 62 and registered the program, the station license. Hammond, Indiana, ran for a while. So it's on now. Someone else has the ownership of it, from my understanding of it. I do not know where the other tapes are on this program. I was a producer and director on the very first one, and later on I was joined by a gentleman by the name of Mike Perkins. Mike Perkins became a director and producer as well as camera. So what you'll be looking at is some stuff that is really vintage. I was the original director of the program called Blues News and More. Blues News and More with Pervis Spann aired on Channel 62 on Friday night, 8 to 9. The program was on from 8 to 9 on Channel 62. The only non-home shopping show that was on there, because it was a home shopping network. And Spann was able to get Mr. Stroud to let him, get an hour of the station's time, and we would do it. We did it on the three-quarter productions at the time. The program was moved around from place to place. We ended up, we did some stuff at Artie over on 87th Street here in Chicago, and a couple other places. I don't know where they all were, but I left the show, I think, about a year or so after it started. But it was a good show. It had a lot of good stuff, and Spann being on there at the time, he was able to get a whole lot of folks on. This was before his program that later aired on Channel 25. He and Carl Wright, that was a different show. This was a show here with the predecessor to that. They ended up doing that show. I had nothing to do with that one. Carl Wright and Pervis Spann show. I had nothing to do with that. But it was a good show, too. A lot of people liked it. It was a funny show. Sometimes people think that everybody got to have a high budget. Everybody don't have deep pockets. So you use what you got to make things work for you. And that's all you can do, But anyway, here it is. We're going to introduce, we're going to present to you some of the footage, some of the different programs that we did across that period. This was 1992, 62. Hell, I was a kid then, yeah. 1992 we did this, and as I said, it aired on WJYS. And I want you to sit back, enjoy, and you can make a comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel here at Henry CB. Do that, and we'll be glad to have you. Appreciate that. You can also subscribe. You can also like our Facebook page at Classic Blues and RB. So, Mr. Spann, I never had any idea that I would end up sitting in the seat in which the Chicago blues man was in. And I had no idea, no intentions of it. This is how I've met Mr. Spann. I met him through this process, and so I've been with him ever since. And when he got sick, I decided to continue to do the program. Classic blues and R&B. So blues is what he loved. I love it too. rhythm and blues, soul music, all of that. So here it is. Sit back, enjoy, and make a comment. Please, subscribe to our channel here, Henry CB. Make sure you do that. Put this background in it because this is where he's from. He's from the Delta. And this is a scene from the Mississippi Delta. And remember, folks, our sharecroppers were not black. Sharecropping was a thing that we did, in that part of the country. In a lot of places throughout the country, we did sharecropping. I was not a sharecropper. Here we go with blues news and more with bluesman Pervis Spann.
Tell you what we're going to do now. We're going to continue on, but before we do, there's a guy by the name of Tyrone Davis. As you probably know, the blues news takes its cameras everywhere. We ran up on Tyrone Davis one day, and our cameraman decided that we should bring him to you live in an interview. So this is where the interview went with Tyrone Davis. My first guest today is one of my good friends, great singer, Mr. Tyrone Davis. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
And it's good for you to have me here. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, you're looking good.
My man.
All right. All right, you just coming in from off the road?
I just came from Florida. And you see how you have me running all over the country like that?
Well,
I wasn't supposed to be back today, Pervis.
Well, this is the blues news.
Oh, okay.
We got to keep the people in the city of Chicago informed of what's going on.
That's right. You got that right.
You on your way to Las Vegas, or you just left Las Vegas?
I just left Las Vegas. Well, I was in Las Vegas as a matter of fact, last Saturday.
You still on the road?
All the time.
If you had $1 for every mile that you logged on the road, how much money would you have?
Well, let's put it this way. Don't give me no dollar. Give me 50 cents. I'd be all right. That's right.
Just 50 cents?
Just 50 cents. And if they squabble too hard, I'd take a quarter.
Tyrone, you're coming off a huge album, a big album.
Well, thank God, yes. You mean I'll Always Love You?
Yes.
Mom's Apple Pie.
Yes.
That's right.
What is the biggest tune on that album?
Mom's Apple Pie. Really. It's a toss-up between the two songs, I'll Always Love You and Mom's Apple Pie. They just keep going like this. That album stayed in the charts 53 weeks.
53 weeks.
Now,
that's a long time.
Sure it is. I had a lot of album span, and I had a lot of big albums, a lot of good albums. Like Turn Back the Hand of Time, you might not know this, but I got a figure later on down the road that the album did like 5 million.
How late down the road?
They know how to do it later now. Okay. So to be very honest with you, that album did not stay in the charts 53 weeks. I never had an album to stay in the charts 53 weeks. And the last album, my last album, was in the charts. It was a year and 1 week.
It's still on some charts, isn't it?
That's right. It's amazing,
Yeah.
Because to see something happen like that, and sometimes you said to yourself, before I got this last album, I hadn't had a hit record in about 18 years. You know that.
Yes.
So I began to think,
major hit. You've had records that
I had little knickknacks, but I hadn't had a major hit. And sometimes you get into your mind, you say to yourself, is it over? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I know what you're saying.
You stayed off the radio for so long, and then you start thinking to yourself, Pervis, you better go back to the radio.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I was thinking to myself, maybe it's over. Maybe I won't get another hit. But then I got to keep trying. If I don't try, I know I ain't going to get one.
Yeah.
But if I try, then I got a good chance. And sure enough, I came with that particular album, and it hit. And I got another album right now. I got a brand new release that's looking real good.
Oh, I think I have a copy of this particular album. This one?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you pick that up there?
Something Mighty Wrong.
Something Mighty Wrong. That's a good song off this album.
Right.
I don't know which tune is the best of it, but I know that one is a good one.
Well, you know, I'm gonna tell you something. I have, on all the albums that I record, I have favorite songs, you know. And I think that this is a very good album, but I got two favorite songs on this album. The title cut, Something Is Mighty Wrong, and Running In and Out of My Life. You know Running In and Out?
Yes. I heard, at least I heard about it.
All right. Okay.
Ty, who wrote this first song?
Something Mighty Wrong?
Yes.
Leo Graham. That's my man.
Yes, Leo.
He always come up with good songs.
Throughout the course of the years, he's written some real good songs.
I'll tell you something. Throughout the course of the year, the man have kept me eating, me and my family.
Okay.
I have to say that much, and I mean that too. Because he will always come up with a good song.
Now, you've been across the country many and many times. Out of all the trips that you made, all the cities you played in, what is your favorite city to play a date in? Not to live, just to play a date.
Believe it or not, Detroit.
Detroit?
Yeah.
Detroit.
I like Detroit playing like that. I used to play Detroit a lot when they had a lot of clubs. You know, nowadays, they don't have a lot of clubs nowhere. You know, like you used to have the Buenos-Spear.
Yes.
You used to have the High Chaparral, you know,
yes,
and other clubs. And then it just ain't, in all cities, it's just about the same now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. I guess it's because of the economy or whatever. I don't know. But they just don't have clubs like they used to have when we had all that fun.
Well, you know what they say? It says, most people say the entertainers cost too much.
Well, you know, listen, let me tell you something about this, man. I hate to hear a person say, someone said something like that about me a couple of weeks ago. Tyrone want too much money. What's too much money? What do you mean too much money?
Well, I wasn't talking about you.
Yeah.
I was talking about them.
Yeah, but listen. When it comes to them, it's the same thing as it is with me. You know, Spann, when I used to play the Buenos-Spear for years, I remember one time.
Don't tell it.
No, I got to tell it.
You promised me you
I remember one time, you brought me into the Buenos-Spear. I had turned back the hand of time, and I drew so many people. And you took me back in the dressing in your office. You had that white lady working for you then.
Yeah, Yvonne Venable.
Okay. You took me back in the office and you paid me. And you said, here's an extra $1,000. And I said, what? You said, Tyrone, you never kicked the goose that laid the egg. That was your words.
Okay.
You understand? But during that time, I could buy a gallon of fuel for my bus for 33 cents.
How much does it cost now?
$1.50. So you see when they say the entertainer costs too much, if he don't, what you gonna do? You know what, Pervis?
What?
I used to take a plane from Chicago to California for $250.
What it cost now?
First class.
What
I bet you if I get a first class ticket to Los Angeles and back to Chicago, it cost me $2,000. I'm telling you.
One person?
I'm telling you.
Well,
that's hard to believe, ain't it?
No, not really.
Well, then how the entertainer gonna go? He got to get there.
Yeah.
So you know, when people start saying they cost too much, they got to think about all of that. You know, I mean.
But you know, I don't want you defending all the rest of the entertainers. Yeah.
Well, I just put that little bit in, but I'm not trying to do that. It's just that I want you to be able to understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I want the people to be able to understand what I'm saying.
Okay. There are some entertainers that comes to the city every once in a while.
Right.
And they want $30, $35. You got to get $30, $35 per person,
right,
to pay this entertainer.
Right.
Now, then the people in the city, they want good entertainment.
Right.
But then they can't afford to pay that kind of money.
And you're right.
Now, when a club owner or someone tried to book a entertainer that's going to cost him $20,000 a day, they have to raise the price of the ticket in order to pay that entertainer.
Right.
And when you raise the price of the ticket, only the individual that's paying paying for the ticket, he only looks at the club owner.
That's right.
But the club owner got to pass his cost down to the person that buying the ticket.
You're exactly right. Yeah. That's the truth. But I mean, it's just That's the way it is, Pervis. So I don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
I know if you could bring an entertainer into the market and you can keep it at a minimum, I think you can do business in Chicago.
Yes.
Because we have always done business in Chicago.
Yes.
Let me say this before you say something else. You know what I want you to do for me?
What?
I haven't played Chicago in a long time. I mean, played it.
Okay.
I've been knick-knacking in little places, you know what I'm saying?
I understand.
And I don't want to do that. I want to play it for real. But I want to wait a couple of more months with this record. You know where I want to play?
Where?
I want you to put me at the Chicago Theater.
Okay.
And I want you to surround me with about 3 good acts.
Okay.
Spann, I believe we can do the business.
I believe so.
And if we don't do the business, we have to remain being friends.
Well, regardless of what happened, we're going to be friends anyway.
Okay.
We're not going to let a little money.
No, we can't do that.
But with this particular album,
right?
I really believe that you'll be able to reach the utopia in which you're trying to reach.
I think so. I'm so happy, Spann, about this, you know, because you got to know something, Spann. I ain't no spring chicken no more, you know? And one reason why I'm real happy about it, you know, if I sit here and tell you the truth and you might not believe what I'm saying, God has been good to me, so good to me, and the people has been so good to me, and I've done everything and had everything. I'm all right if I don't do nothing else.
Okay.
But you know what I got?
What?
I got little grandbabies, man, and I'm crazy about them, you know what I mean? And I just want to be able to make it right for them, that's all. Otherwise, me, it don't mean that much to me. I got a couple of old partners, old Will, me and him hang out together and fool around and go.
But you're looking to the future for the future of the kids and the grandkids.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's all.
All right.
So, you know, and when I came up with this album, with the album before this one, I was really happy. And then I came back with this one. I said, thank God, you know, it looked like it might happen again for me.
Okay.
I mean, real big. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, you do what you got to do.
You have to do that.
That's right.
But Ty, I won't keep you any longer. It has been a real pleasure having you to come on the Blues News.
Man, I'm glad to be here, you know.
You and I talked many times on radio, but this is the first time that we had the opportunity to talk together on television.
That's right.
So it's indeed a pleasure.
You know what? Let me just say something. You know what? I did Don Cornelius' first syndicated show.
Yes.
Did you know that?
I didn't know it.
I did. The first syndicated show, I did it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've seen you on television a number of times. It just wasn't with me.
Right. But today, it's with my man.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest for today is Tyrone Davis. Tyrone Davis, my friend. Tyrone. We'll be back in a moment to continue on with the Blues News. But right now,
That'll be all right.
Our sponsors.